Yeah, Demello, walk me through the pass breakup you had in the fourth quarter on Saturday. They throw deep down the right side and you make a play. Just what did you see on that play? What do you remember?
Uh, what I remember, just like we was like a man coverage, I want to say. Yeah, me and Ellis had some good communication, and we watched film, so I kind of knew it was coming. So had a good play out of phase and played through the man.
Going over here on your left, could you kind of share your mindset when you're in that kind of a shootout? I mean, Ole Miss looked unstoppable for 5 drives, and then all of a sudden you guys clamp down. What's the mentality out there for the Georgia defense when that's playing out, and could you feel the shift in the fourth quarter?
I mean, it's a 4-quarter game, so it's like, as you go to the fourth quarter in the SEC, it's a lot of close games, so kind of expected it to be close, but 4 quarters, so we'll get them in the end.
Yeah, to kind of follow up on that, like where do you feel like, or what are the strengths of this secondary as a group that can play man coverage, has played some zones? Where do you feel like this unit is at now going into the second bye week?
Just continuing to get better. We're gonna keep working. We're getting better. We kind of young in the back end, but we're gonna get it out, figure it out, and it's gonna be better going forward.
Yeah, you make that big pass breakup. You guys get that stop in a top 10 game. As a young player yourself, what can that do for your confidence moving forward?
It really like boosted, getting more comfortable out there with the guys, and yeah.
To kind of follow up on that, how comfortable were you as when you first kind of got playing time this year, and how far do you feel like you've grown as far as being able to go out there and know that you can make plays?
I said it's been getting better every game. As the games go on, just keep like the confidence just build more. So it's like the first game, okay, a little jitters. Second game, okay, better, and like keep going on. It just keep getting better for me.
Hey, Demello over here. Haven't seen C.J. Wiley at wide receiver much this year, but obviously you're going against him in practice, a lot. What can he still bring to this team? Coach talked about him a while ago. Has had some good practices of late. What can you see from him as far as moving forward?
I say he a dog. He been getting us better. All of us, all the young guys, been getting us better, and we getting him better by going against us every day. And he's just gonna continue to keep working, and he's gonna get his time.
Mel, we always like to ask players about Kirby's hot mic and what it takes to play for a coach like that. You're smiling. Is he still tight on you, and how long did it take you to adjust to that? And is it something you enjoy now?
Yeah, he's still tight on everybody, to be honest. It's like no matter who you are, he'll get on you. So it's like you just got to embrace it. That's how he coach. So there's really it's like no way around it. So you gotta get used to it.
Demello, what did you guys was there kind of any conversation? Kirby mentioned post game the interaction between the offense and the defense after they scored. I think to cut it to 2 points, and you guys going out and getting that first stop. What was the kind of exchange of energy, and what was it like to have the offense show that kind of encouragement?
It made us feel better, to be honest. Like we wanted to play like we gonna play for them, and we know they gonna play for us. So we got their back, they got our back. So it's just like we got to go out there and get a stop for our brothers.
What's the mentality for the defense this week with a bye week, a chance to kind of reflect and get better? What do you guys want to accomplish as a defense over the course of this week?
I say probably getting more takeaways. We got a few. CJ got a few punch outs. Ellis got an interception or two. It's just we need more.
Yeah, you match up with him in practice. What have you seen out of C.J. Wiley this year and how he's developed in his freshman season?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, what have you seen out of C.J. Wiley on the offensive side of the ball and how he's developed for you guys this year?
He's a hard worker. Keep his head down. Don't let nothing faze him. Like in practice, if something go bad, like a lot of young guys would do, like they get in their head a little bit. He doesn't have that mentality.
Demello, obviously, when you were at Swainsboro, man, you played a ton on the offensive side of the ball. You ever get that itch here, or have you had that itch since you've been at Georgia, and have you been dropping any kind of maybe hints to Coach Boba, hey, give me a shot here or there?
To be honest, not really. I played quarterback, and I really ain't no good thrower, so I wouldn't, I wouldn't really try me there.
Now, how much has Dalen helped you as an older guy, and what are some of the things you feel like you've learned from being able to play alongside him?
Dalen, he taught me a lot, to be honest. Known him through like my whole career, recruiting. I've been with him like every recruiting thing, and since I got here, he's been on me. So it's like it feels good to have like somebody older to be on me and to help me and guide me. It's like he like an older brother to me.
Is there specific things you feel like he's helped you get better at?
I say like my technique, to be honest.
Yeah, Kirby was saying you've gotten better working at corner on the outside, working some in the slot. Just how challenging is kind of working at both spots, and is that something maybe we could see more of later in the year, you working at nickel?
I wouldn't say it's challenging, to be honest. For me, it's like just out there on the field playing football. To me, it's like I'm another DB. I'm corner, just inside. So it's like feel pretty normal to me.
Well, how important is it, or how much validation do you get when you think about guys in the NFL like Tyson Campbell or Tyke Smith or Eric Stokes that went through the same kind of practices, same kind of criticisms? I mean, does that give you confidence in everything you're going through right now? And are there any former Dogs in the NFL that you kind of keep a closer eye on?
The ones I keep close eye on are defense, probably like Kamari or Mims. He from like my area, so I keep up with them too the most probably. Of course, Malachi. But it's good seeing them guys do good in the NFL. And just coming from this organization, they dogs. So it's like, I know I got the chance to do that.
Demello, I think you have, you're in double digits in tackles already. I know, you rotate, and just where does that physicality come from? Obviously, you have to be physical to play in the secondary at Georgia, but just for you specifically, where does that come from?
So I come from like South Georgia, and that's like where the real football at. So it's like it's in me, I say.
Monroe, Coach Smart told us after the Auburn game about how badly you wanted to play in that game. Just what was that week like for you, not being able to do a ton at practice, and then how did you gut it out game day, being able to go out there and play like you did?
It was definitely a little weird because I will say, like, even in those first couple of days, I was in a boot for a while, and I was just like, I'm kind of uncertain, and like being injured and not going out to practice, it flies by whenever you're not out there actually playing, and it was a little weird. And we get to Friday, I think it was, we have our little walkthrough, and I wasn't feeling great, but I was so adamant about playing. I was sleeping with a game ready. I don't know if you guys know what those are called, but I was basically sleeping while icing my ankle every single night. So I wanted to be out there so bad. Even if I didn't get to play, I wanted to be there for my teammates and just be there in the chaos, because I've been in that stadium before, and I knew it was going to be a tough environment.
I'm going to kind of follow up on that a little bit. Were coaches like just really willing to put you in? Did you have to kind of convince them a little bit to say, hey, I'm okay, I can get this done?
I don't think I was technically supposed to play. I wanted to play, but a lot of people were telling me like, think about yourself a little bit. But I got out there and I was like, what, I actually feel pretty good, and I think that I can manage to play. But those first few drives were going, and I was just trying to console Bo and just trying to talk to him. And then Coach Searles came up to me and was like, "Are you good to go in?" And I was like, "No, I thought you never asked." I'd love to go out there and play.
So where do you feel like you are physically now, a few weeks removed from that? Do you feel more comfortable going, compared to where you were at that Auburn game?
Yeah, it's 100% like better, and I'm happy we have this bye week, so I can really rest it and use the weekend too to rest it. And I think that coming in this next week, I'll probably be 85-something%. But just being this far in the season, you're going to be beat up regardless. So it's just a matter of how well I can manage it.
you're playing through pain, obviously, but you're also playing quite well in that span. What does that do for your confidence, knowing that even though you're not 100%, you're still able to help this football team and improve over the course of the year?
I think that being hurt, I think that a lot of what happens is you kind of compensate. So I think I've been able to work on different parts of my game, having to be a little hurt, and so it gives me confidence that knowing when I am completely healthy, I'll be able to kind of put all the parts of my game together and really play at my full potential.
Yeah, Kirby was talking about on Saturday how Gunner has been playing through some bumps and bruises as your quarterback. You're doing it. I'm sure, like you said, a lot of these guys are. Just do you see that have an impact on the other guys in your huddle, just and in practice when you're watching? Hey, we're banged up, but we're here. Does that spread throughout the team, and if so, how?
I think yeah, you said it, like everyone else is hurt, but knowing that our quarterback, I think he's gotten a lot better at not taking those big hits. The Kentucky game, I remember I got hurt and I was in the locker room watching the game and I saw him go like for a scramble for a first down. He was going, and I saw him take a slide and I was like, that's the smartest decision I've seen Gunner make so far this season. And I think it really helps when you know that someone's hurt and that they're fighting for the team and that they really care. And I know Gunner had that oblique injury or something, and he was hurting in the game, I could tell, but he's going out there and fighting for the team, and that really fires everybody up when they're putting their body on the line.
On Saturday against Ole Miss, I know you guys scored on every drive. Was there kind of a moment there for you guys as an offensive line where it was like, not only do we want to score, but we want to be able to go on some of these long drives and control the clock a little bit and keep their offense off the field? And kind of what's the mentality of that when you're really trying to lean on a team?
Yeah, I've been on the other side of that coin where you go off really fast, and I think being on there, giving our defense a rest so they'll be fresh, and just kind of controlling the game and taking the clock down, and because I know that's a strategy. That's a strategy you can use. Being an offensive lineman, just running the ball and just slowly taking chops of your opponent, keep chopping. I think it's a great thing for offensive line. I think everyone on our offensive line loves to do it.
Yeah, other than health, obviously, where do you feel like this offensive line has gotten better and improved throughout the season? It seems like every week is better and better, both running the ball and protecting Gunner.
Probably just getting comfortable with the amount of rotations we got going on, because we got different guys going in everywhere, left and right. And, at first it was a little hectic just because we haven't played next to each other. But now I think we've gotten so good at everybody playing everywhere and playing with different people and kind of trusting each other that it doesn't really matter who's going to be in the game. We're all going to be on the same page, and we're all going to want to compete together and communicate and work as a unit.
We've gotten used to Tate for the last couple of years being a pretty loud voice in the offensive line room. I know this line has had to come together and, as you said, go through a lot of transactions in terms of who's playing where. How would you describe the personality? Who are some of the voices and personalities that you're seeing emerging now that you guys are coming together and having so much success?
I'd say, Bobo, me, Micah, a lot of the older guys. And I think, Donnie, when he first got here, he didn't say anything. And come camp, he, blows somebody up on a block, and I hear him say something for the first time. I was like, I didn't know you had that much personality. And he hasn't stopped. And, Coach Searles, eats it up. And, it's a great energy. And Juan always got a smile on his face. It's really, I think the best thing about this offensive line room that it's just a lot of people together, and I wouldn't say there's one leader, but I think we're all bought into the same thing, and it makes it really easy to go out there and have fun and play football together for each other when we're all bought in.
I want to ask you specifically about Dontrell and Juan, the job they've done as true freshmen, and how important they've been to you guys at this point in the year.
It's beyond. I couldn't have done it as a freshman. I wasn't ready, and the fact that Donnie got here in the summertime, didn't even have a spring, and Juan fighting through injury, as big as he is, learning all the plays, it's really good. And I think that them coming here and playing as freshmen and actually I'd say dominating. You know, they're doing a great job. It's beyond impressive, and I'm really proud of those guys for stepping up and going out there and playing like veterans in the SEC.
Yeah, the fourth down conversion you guys had in the third quarter, from an offensive line standpoint, what's sort of your mindset when you get the support from Kirby that, hey, we're going to go for this and get this yard? And then on that play in particular, just how big is Josh, not obviously in terms of literal size, but just in terms of his ability to keep moving forward and fall forward and get the yard you guys need?
Yeah, he's a unit. I think what was the Tennessee, I think it was, where he like fought, like was getting pulled back by two guys and reaching the end zone. You know, having a back like that can go in there and, like, regardless if we all miss our blocks, he'll go and fight for the yard. It's huge just from the morale and knowing that, you know, I think on that play in particular, I got like tripped up or something and probably didn't get my best block, but Josh still fought through and got the yard. And I remember I think it was the last drive of the game. We were right there on might have been the 30-yard line. I think it was like 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. And I was sitting there, I was like, come on, let's go for it. And I was like, well, we'll be up 8 points. The worst thing we can do is go in overtime. So, when we have that trust from our coach, it gives us all the confidence in the world knowing that if he wants us to win the game, we can go out there and win the game.
Monroe, whenever you guys see Gunner take a hit, pop right back up, what kind of juice does that give you? And when he gets back to huddle, do you ever say, man, are you nuts or something?
All the time. All the time. I mean, I said that he got a lot better at not taking those big hits, but I mean, he'll take them, he gets back up, shakes his head a little bit, comes back in the huddle, and then starts screaming at us again. So I mean, he's a totally different guy on that field, I will tell you. He'll be most smiley, doesn't talk a lot off the field, but he gets out there, he turns into a field general.
It was mentioned earlier, the Ole Miss game, you guys scored on every drive. How much confidence does that give an offense? And then what's the key to carrying that confidence into the bye week, getting better, and then getting ready for what's essentially the second half of the season?
And we talked about fast and free all week, and that was probably the first game of the season I felt like we played like it. We went out there and just kind of cut it loose and you know, didn't beat ourselves. Went out there and played every single play, best of our ability, and you know, scoring every possession is pretty good. As much as you know, Brett hates it, doesn't get to go out there and punt the ball. I was like, hey, I went up to him. I said, we're not using this game, and we didn't.
Time for one more question.
Yeah, these mantras or whatever that Kirby comes up with during the week, like let it rip, fast and free. Like, when do y'all first hear those during the week, and how does that manifest itself? Whether it's in practices, meetings, you know, pregame speeches, all that stuff.
I mean, we get first meeting of the week. You know, we have a mantra for most weeks on how we're going to play the game, and I think after, you know, Auburn, you know, slow start, didn't do what we wanted to. I think that matched what we wanted to do, and for the most part, I think we played that way. And whenever, you know, we have those mantras, but when you actually go out there and play and use that mantra, it gives you the belief that anything going forward is you buy into it, you're going to play that way.